Hello, everyone, and good evening, and welcome to our Center for Spiritual Living Pleasant Valley Midweek Uplift. I am Buzz Noe. I'm one of the practitioners at the center, and something just came up on the computer. Sorry, technical stuff. So I wanted to talk tonight about gratitude. And this is in conjunction with Memorial Day, which is coming up on Monday. And since it's going to be kind of on the calendar and in our thoughts, I thought I would combine the two ideas of how we can better express gratitude and have that in our mindset, and at the same time celebrate Memorial Day and the sacrifice of the veterans, men and women that have given their lives over the many years of this country to help us all stay here, stay well, stay alive, and help this country continue on. So that's what Memorial Day is all about, simply acknowledging the sacrifice of the men and women from the military service that have done that for us. And in expressing that gratitude, looking at what they've done and being grateful for it, we are acknowledging what they've done and their sacrifice and acknowledging their existence. And this is especially resonant with me since I was a Navy pilot for 10 years. So I was a veteran, and this was during the Vietnam conflict. So yeah, luckily, one of the things I'm grateful for, I was an anti-submarine warfare pilot, and there weren't any submarines over there in the Vietnam conflict. So I stayed clear of that. But I had some friends and some associates in the Navy that were part of that and that did lose their lives in conjunction with being in that conflict. And once again, can't do anything but express gratitude for their service and what they did. So it's conjunction with Memorial Day, but since Memorial Day is more of a political aspect of what's going on, not as much as spiritual mindset, I thought I would take the gratitude that we express for our veteran service on Monday and bring that as the forefront of what I'm talking about tonight. That's my thoughts on this whole idea of gratitude, the idea for this uplift. It's one of the foremost valuable, inspiring, and worthy mindsets that we humans can manifest. Because that's the thing that it's been funny, we just celebrated Lynn's 76th birthday yesterday. I'll be 76 this year myself. But when you get to this age, you start to realize and recognize that the human situation can go different ways. Different ideas come into mind, things happen. And it can be sometimes upsetting. It can be sometimes disappointing. It's hard to avoid that as a human being. I've recognized that. But one of the things that you can come back from that and get into, which is what I'd like to talk about, is simply expressing gratitude. If you are here right now, and if you're listening to what I'm talking about, you're here now. That in itself is a reason to be grateful to God, to life, to nature, to have life, to be here. So regardless of what's going on in your life at this point, just the fact that you are alive on this planet in this amazing spring weather coming into play, this area of the planet, Southern California, these are things in itself to be grateful for. And I looked into the whole idea of gratitude because, of course, that's part of our teaching, is expressing gratitude at all times to God for having the now moment that we are in be right here. Because God is the infinite power that makes all things occur at all times. So if everything is occurring that has kept you here alive, I'm grateful to God. We should be grateful to God for that. And our founder, Ernest Holmes, had two nice quotes that I found on gratitude that I thought very relevant to what we're talking about tonight. And one of them is this: there is something in this attitude of thanksgiving that carries us beyond the field of doubt into one of the perfect faith and acceptance, receptivity, realization. So what he's saying there is that if you put that attitude of gratitude, of thanksgiving, as he calls it, into the circumstance, that will get you past the doubt of what's going on. Hey, is this good or is this bad? If you express gratitude for it, it's going to reveal itself as good, as blessing. I'm going to talk some more about that. But another quote from our founder, Ernest Holmes, is this: "It is not happiness that brings us gratitude. It is gratitude that brings us happiness." And I love the idea of that, because that's what I wanted to talk about tonight, about how gratitude can put your mindset into that situation where the blessing of life is revealed. Now, as I just mentioned, if someone's been nice to you, if something good has happened, if things have gone the way you wanted them to in any situation, you're probably going to express gratitude to that person, to life, to whatever's going on, for what is going on right now. We have that always in our minds. Coming up in the fall is Thanksgiving, a holiday that celebrates gratitude and celebrates Thanksgiving, because it is something that has been part of our human situation for as long as it's been. I can't imagine being human and not finding something that happened in your life that you'd be thankful for and thereby express gratitude. But that's the other aspect of the human condition, is that if you're expecting one thing and something else happens, you may not feel grateful right away. You may not feel that expression of gratitude. You might feel disappointed. And we can get into that from on time to time, as in the human situation. Disappointment, looking at what's going on in life as a curse that's bringing you down, something that's not right and is going to mess things up in your life. And what I've noticed, because this happens with all of us, obviously, you get stuck in a traffic jam and something else happens where you're not going to get to where you wanted to be at the time you wanted to be there. It's easy enough at that point to go, oh, life is horrible, and get that feeling. Now, it's tricky at that point, but one of our things that we learned, and I've always been appreciative from our first mentor in Science of Mind, Dr. Tom Johnson, and he always referenced a thing that he called divine postponement. And his specific example of divine postponement was when you're in a traffic jam and you're not getting where you wanted to go when you wanted to get there. Rather than feeling like it's a curse and it's holding you back, feel what he calls this divine postponement. Express gratitude for the fact that you are where you are and not up ahead where you thought you'd be, because something bad could be happening up there. And I've referenced this a couple of times before, but this was a specific example of that. Occurred several years ago when Lynn and I were coming down from the Bay Area, where we were visiting my daughter and her son, and got stuck in, we were left later than we had wanted to, about 15 minutes or so, because just getting ready to go. And we got stuck in a traffic jam coming in on the Interstate 5 to come south. And it was that situation where we went, oh, if we'd have been 15 minutes ahead of where we were, we would have missed this traffic jam. We'd be way ahead of all this. And as soon as we put that into our mindset, we came through the traffic jam and saw why there was a traffic jam. There was a huge accident with cars and trucks and people injured and things, just a lot of damage. And we then realized that had we been 15 minutes ahead of where we were, actually, we'd have been in that accident. And boy, it just brought that divine postponement to mind. And from that point on, whenever that happens, I've just put that aspect into my mindset. Gratitude for being where I was, rather than being disappointed that I wasn't where I thought I should be. And this is the way life goes all around us, all along at all times. Very seldom will life go on just the way you want it to. I always like to remind people that you're here right now at this moment in time. But the options for where you are right now, right here, are infinite. Sure, in our imagination, we can say, hey, I could be over here rather than over there, and everything would be nice. But remember, the options to being right here, right now, are infinite. It could be anything going on, anything happening other than right now. So if you're in a situation where you are actually alive, where you're actually able to express joy and happiness and gratitude, you should. Because in expressing that gratitude for being right here, right now, the blessing that life is, the blessing that God has brought to you will then be revealed. And again, that's going back to Dr. Holmes. It is not happiness that brings us gratitude. It is gratitude that brings us happiness. If you focus your mindset on gratitude, on being thankful for what is going on in your life, the goodness of your life will be much more readily revealed. You'll then understand it. You'll see it. It's where you should be because you are here. And it's, like I said, you're here, which is definite rather than an infinite options of where you could be, which could be some really bad things. A couple other notes here. So I'm just saying, if things are going on in your life and they're not exactly what you wanted to be happening, where you wanted to be at any, if you simply stop and go into a mindset of gratitude for being right here, right now, the blessing that is part of that will be revealed. The idea that you could be in a worse situation, in a worse condition, will show up, show to mind, and you'll then realize the blessing that is that life is bringing you. And as Ernest Holmes says, if you feel you're blessed, you're going to express gratitude. But if you express gratitude, you're going to feel that life is the blessing that it is. Because it is. Simply being here right now, alive and well, is an amazing situation in this world when you think about the infinite universe and the infinite possibilities of where you could be otherwise. We just got done, this was quite shocking and expressing gratitude quite a bit. We just had a live get-together out in Joshua Tree with our family. First time since the pandemic started, where we actually gathered, and we had all been vaccinated, so we all felt safe and secure. We hugged and were close to each other and everything. And boy, talk about the blessing that life brought forth. And it put my mindset in that situation rather than feeling disappointed by the experience of distancing and everything else that we've had as a result of the pandemic. I got to feel the blessing that this reconnecting with normality and with live get-togethers, that was much more readily revealed. And expressing the gratitude for that brought that to mind and seeing it happen. And so this is simply what I was referencing here, that there's so many things in life that are a blessing, that are something that's wonderful, that you can express gratitude for. So if you focus your mind on that, on the gratitude for what life is bringing and what life's going on, those blessings will be revealed to you. And as I mentioned, Memorial Day brings us to mind. We can feel blessed by the military veterans, the men and women that have sacrificed their lives for us to be here right now. So let's express that gratitude to them as we come into Memorial Day, and express that gratitude for our lives at any given time. And if you simply do that, something happens that you weren't expecting, if you simply stop and take some time to go into a mindset of gratitude. What's going on that I could be thankful for? Something will be revealed. And that mindset, in addition to revealing the blessing that life is also going to give you a more positive mindset. And as we know, I don't know if you've done any research, but Lynn and I have done quite a lot. That positive mindset, the more you manifest that, the more it helps your immune system, it helps your brain health, it helps every aspect of your physical, your mental, and your emotional health. Simply to have a more positive mindset, simply to look at the bright side of what life is all about, rather than the darkness that can be sometimes brought up, that can sometimes be thought about, the disappointment of something aspect of your life. If you go past that and go to the positive mindset and go to the gratitude for what life is bringing you, it's going to help you in every aspect of your life. It actually does physically, like I said, builds your immune system, makes it stronger. And that's an important thing to have, especially over this past year with the pandemic. I mean, everyone's getting vaccinated and everything else, but if you've got a strong immune system, and that can be a result of having a more positive mindset, which comes from having more gratitude, that's going to help you get through all of these things much more readily, much more easily, and at the same time, give you something to, again, be grateful for. So this is what we're talking about tonight. Simply putting gratitude into your mind, into your body, into your soul, into your spirit, into your emotions as much and as often as you can. Because in expressing that gratitude for life, the blessing that life is, the blessing that God has brought to us in our lives, will be much more readily revealed and a much better focus for where you should be in your life. And that's essentially the message I wanted to give to everyone tonight. Be here, be now, be grateful for the here and now that is going on. And it will carry you forward much more readily, much more happily, and much more healthy in your life. So I think that's pretty much what I have to say. So I'm going to close out with a brief treatment to put us into that mindset. And then I'm going to have some lovely dinner with my good wife on the day after her birthday, which we did celebrate yesterday. So at this point, I think we should just quiet our minds, go within, touch base with the inner self that is each of us, and at the same time is God. We are here as a result of the source, the one source of God, but we're also here representing God. We are manifesting all that God is as ourselves as we put forth our mindset, our emotions, our thoughts out into the world. They are creating the life we're living. And we have to keep that in mind. So let's quiet our minds right now. And as I say these words in the first person, please make them your own. For I do know that right here and right now, in this single moment, in the continuing evolution of the infinity of time and space, there is one source to all that is, one infinite power, one infinite creativity, one infinite love, one infinite energy that we call God. And I know that I am here right now, connected physically with all that is, and connected emotionally and spiritually, one with God. I am all that God is as me, creating the life I lead and manifesting that same creativity in the lives of everyone with whom I connect and everything with which I connect in life. That connection is with life, with nature, with God, through all that is. And all that is, right here, right now, is here for me, for my blessing. And I know that as I continue to go forth in my life, with my main motivation of being love, acceptance, tolerance, kindness, compassion, caring, sharing, giving, and gratitude for life, my life will continue to unfold in a perfect manner, bringing me all that is there for me to have and to share, and for my life to continue to be the blessing it has been all along and will continue to be for as long as it is here on earth and in this world. And I do thank God for the awareness of my connection with life, my ability to express gratitude for all that life is, and my ability to be creative of my life and the lives with whom I share this world at any given moment. And with these thanks to God, I do release these words to the infinite oneness that God is, knowing with infinity is the power, the details are easy to be taken care of, while I continue to take my human life and move forward with joy and with giving and with loving and with gratitude at all times and in all situations. And I know that as I do this, life is the miracle it is meant to be. And together we close by saying in unison, and so it is. And so it is. I let you have the rest of your Thursday night. Thank you for tuning in for this wonderful uplift. I enjoyed sharing the idea and the mindset, the manifestation of gratitude with everyone. Keep that in mind. Keep that in your mindset, and life will continue to unfold just exactly the way it's supposed to be for you to be the blessing it is. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a wonderful night. Bye-bye. I love you all.